When winter buries the Australian Alps feet deep in snow, then the comfortable chalets at Mount Buffalo and Hotham are besieged by enthusiasts of the skis, skis, or whatever you may happen to call those two bits of wood folks slip-slap on the snow with. But not all are skiers, I mean skiers, as you can see. Yes, the snow provides happy, healthy fun for all, and how some love their fun and games. You try this after lunch. Try it any time. Though you'll probably sneer at what you'll call juvenile snow sports once you've been bitten by the snow bug, everyone takes at least one ride on a toboggan on their first day in the snow, and some take more, and others never go beyond it. It takes more than snow to cool love's young dream, but even Cupid's voice is stilled in the presence of scenes of such grandeur. Here are the gorges, the hills, lakes, trees, and brooks as nature left them, untouched by man. The thing I like about Buffalo is that you ride to the ski run in a comfortable motor coach, with your skis neatly packed on top. Catch it this time, Bill. Come on. Nice work. Nope, you're not seeing things. This is not the latest hush-hush tank or even a ship that got lost in a fog. It's just a heavy tractor with a sharp curved prow, which plays pitch and toss with the snow, throwing it aside with careful abandon as you see. Boy, would I like one of those in my car for driving in traffic. This fast snowplow clears the road for the motor coach, which in its short but pleasant trip from chalet to the various runs, passes by some glorious scenic cameos, including the shimmering waterfall at the end of mirror-like Lake Catani, whose crystal clear waters reflecting the sky are an indescribable shade of blue. And so we pass on to the skiing grounds. Our skiers start right in to play 1-2 who'll buckle my shoe. On goes the skis for a dingo dell climb and slide wait for no man or woman. Come on, girls, you'll be late. Every skier was once a raw beginner, and so every morning the pupils line up for instruction by experts. Each novice must prove to the professor that he's able to stand on his feet, I mean the pupils, not the professors, before being allowed to strut his stuff. You see, it's easy, isn't it? You just keep the knees bent, lean forward a little, and there you are. I could do that on my head, probably. And now, here's the penguin patrol. Well, I told you skiing was easy, didn't I? See, even the penguins do it here at Buffalo. Oh, I'm sorry, it's so hard to tell the difference. Come out of that balloon barrage, young fellow, and let's have a look at you. I'll bet the snow takes a hiding when this champ gets going. You note the action? It's a beauty. Push, slide. Anyway, it's nice going. A couple of years from now and you'll be showing him, won't you? Won't you? I'll say. When the instructor is satisfied that everyone's got the hang of it, he starts them off in a novice's race to the Edelweiss bush and back. For some, however, it's over before it really gets going. But every race has a winner, and here he is coming down the slope in very pretty style and feeling as proud as a peacock. Or wouldn't you be? I've often wondered how these skiers get to the top of a slope, but I guess this tow rope with suckers attached gives the whole show away. Who said you couldn't slide uphill? All you've got to do is to get the rope before it gets you. Once at the top, off they go again. But what's this I hear? Come and get it. And do they come? I've never seen such a rush since my boarding house days. And a few hours ago, these people thought a she was a boy's girlfriend. If you want to see how not to arrive for lunch, watch for the lass who'll burst from the top of the screen and finish up in the lower right-hand corner. Oomph! Lunch is provided for the healthy appetite skiing brings at the huts on the various runs. Hot dogs and coffee, and away they go. But this is no novice's race. This is where everybody shines. See the latest in skis? In the snow, all are equal. In this happy group, you'll find society girls and typists, big businessmen and junior clerks. But once you strap on your skis, it's not who you are that counts, but what you are. And talking of counting, see if you can count the little doodahs in these hats, if you're not too busy looking elsewhere. No, they're not football team badges or chain store novelties. Each is made of metal and enamel and is the official badge of one of the hundreds of ski clubs which have done so much to foster and popularize this fascinating sport in all parts of the world. After lunch, well, there's always someone who wants to make sure his food is settled, and so the gang gathers around to watch. And do they see something? Jumping is one of the most spectacular sights you'll see on the ski grounds. And though here in Australia we haven't built up the colossal jumps found in other parts of the world, our boys can turn on a very pretty exhibition. All this chap needs is a pair of wings and he'll be a Spitfire pilot. Watch him this time. Down he screams, up to the jump, takes off, fights for his balance, down and away. Wonder if he carries a parachute. Oh, pooh, he's only a beginner. Let's look at the scenery, dear. And what a majestic horizon is that surrounds us here in the Australian Alps. High peaks rising dramatically from deep twisted gorges, their jagged crests softened by the thick mantle of snow which envelops them. World travelers admit that here is mountain scenery that can hold its own with any in the world. Dominating this chain of peaks is Mount Feathertop, whose beauty needs a close-up. Thank you. And here he is, the grand old man of the mountains, 6,500 feet of rock. As our cameraman has the urge to roam and we want to look at celebrated Mount Hotham, which is just across the way as it were, we follow him from Mount Block across this grand panorama of peaks until Hotham swings into view with the chalet at the bottom of our picture. Now, several hundred feet lower and closer, the chalet looks like a toy village in a shop window. But there's nothing toy-like about its guests, all of whom are here on business, the very serious business of skiing. But these people have a fit of the lazies. Here on the sun deck is the perfect way to become mahogany brown. Yes, you heard me. After a week in the snow, city friends would swear you've been a month at the the seaside. Well, perhaps the greatest thrill awaiting the skier is the first time he's able to run free, fast, and easy like this. Skiing is mainly a matter of balance, and if you could demonstrate that as well as this fellow is doing, why, you'd never take a tumble. Yes, as I was saying, skis must be waxed to prevent snow sticking to them. But to my mind, the hardest part would be in trying to make your skis stick to the snow, if you follow my meaning. This is accomplished by means of an ingenious grip gadget which grips the boot, yet allows it to work with a hinge-like motion from the toe. Everything's ready, so off we lope to the slopes with the party. Although they start off together, the crowd soon splits up into small parties of, say, 4, which in turn might turn into a party of, say, well, 2. And very nice, too. These scenes will give you some idea of the enchanted fairyland that is Mount Hotham in winter. Stunted snow gums sheath themselves in ice until they look so coral-like that one wouldn't be at all surprised to see a couple of fish swim by. But all we net is this. Well, who's complaining? Were you there, you'd stand enthralled at the unbelievable kaleidoscope of color that meets the eye. The dazzling white snow, the sky of deepest blue, the warm browns and russets of the snow gums, and the bird of paradise apparel of the skiers. And now, after all that low gear work we've seen, they come onto the first slope and one by one shoot away, picking up thrilling speed every second. They've got their chins stuck out and their knees bent as they come whizzing over the crest and down the run, side-slipping to act as a brake to their speed. For even a skier, believe it or not, can have too much speed. I just couldn't believe it, could you? Now, for instance, just take a look at these two chaps, simply dawdling on their way down. Well, these boys are going well, but just keep your eye on the next 3 the camera picks up. Well, they need picking up. You watch them. 1. Ooh! 2. Ooh! 3, you little beauty. How does you like that? Hey, mind this rock. Must have seen this before. Once you put your skis on, you'll fall for skiing in a big way, especially when you're adept enough to become one of a bunch of joyfully yelling demons riding greased lightning, ripping your way down a slope in a jumble of tumbles and thrills. The ruddiest cheeks you'll see on a city street will be those of a skier just returned from the snow. And why not? Here is color, here is excitement, here is life, the life. Thrills and spills with the song of the skis in your ears and the wind in your hair. Virile, manly, exhilarating sport in keen air amid the magnificent scenic glories that are found only on Victoria's rooftop. Slopes, they call them. To my eyes, that bit of snow-clad mountain doesn't slope. It rears straight up like a brick wall. But it's all in knowing how, eh, mister? One good turn deserves another. And these skiers live up to that creed. Speed, speed, and still more speed. Flashing down on the camera at 50 miles an hour, cleaving the snow, ripping it apart in feathery sprays, these skiers are the embodiment of youth, enjoying the world's cleanest and most thrilling sport to the full. And here's the biggest thrill of the day's skiing. Over the cornice. These skiers know how they never fall. Well, not very often, and they're on their feet and off again before the snow knows what's hit it. And so the day goes on its thrilling way. And after this comes another day and another. And all this time, the whooshing skis are testing every slope and curve on the mountainside. For skiing is like that. A slope is only fast until you find one faster. And the thrills of today soon become the thrills of yesterday, when you're skiing your way to health around the snowy glories of the Australian Alps.